Hey guys, going to make a video on GROM and LYT. LYT I lost, got unlucky with the market open unhalt, and GROM was a good long. So this is kind of a very good odds long, especially in a stronger market where things are making big moves. Um, this kind of fits into a lot of the counterintuitive things we know about low floats, right? So, starting out to see in the beginning of 2023, when I was starting to figure out how these longs worked, I noticed a lot of times that a lot of the strongest market open longs or longs that happen relatively close to market open would have these quick pop and drop pre-market structures where there is pretty much no significant consolidation anywhere. It's more of like just these rapid moves. Sometimes it happens even way earlier and then comes up. Sometimes it happens, before market open. But a lot of these market open longs tend to be better than plays that go parabolic, consolidate, and then fade into the open. These can be a lot heavier, right? But, I always say that, speaking of the counterintuitiveness of low floats, it's a lot of these tickers that a lot of people consider to be dead, um, to be really strong at market open. It's a lot of tickers that have low gapping percentage. So when this was opening, this was gapped up maybe 35, 40%. Compare that to all the names today that were gapped up 100, 200%. Most retailers looking at the top names, they're not looking at, these quick pop and drops that everyone forgets about. So that's why, compared to something like, God, what was that crazy name up this morning? Um, CERO, like the one I went up 1,000%. Yeah, it had like a big weak walk down in the open, but even at market open, it was still up like 200, 250%. It's really not good. A lot of longs like GROM over here have support levels, especially on the daily, where there's often consolidation traded over, a multi-week or multi-month range. Um, where it can act as, it can find support at these levels at market open. And since it's already, um, faded so much from its top, it has a lot of potential to rotate through the empty space here, right? So a big component is always market open volume. And market open volume initially was kind of weak, so I was kind of like, oh, okay. I told my Discord, I'm like, I'll keep an eye on it. But then the volume started to pick up, and I kind of made the mistake of instantly longing off the 1 minute 9. There were some bids here, and there was not only was there bids, but there was bids getting sold into and then getting restacked. So there was restacking of the bids, which is very bullish. And I was kind of playing on the fact that okay, maybe they're just gonna rotate it straight up the 1 minute 9. And it's gonna squeeze, right? It's kind of a crazy market this week. Um, and I initially got the move I wanted, but as we're going to see on the book, there was zero bids on this, and they dumped it, and I got out, um, half my position, and then the other half as it was. You'll see they actually what they did is there's a bunch of bids where I was longing into, and then on this pullback, they actually pulled all the bids off the book, went straight down. But then we have a new chart. First of all, we got a lower high below the pre-market lower high, which is a bullish factor, and the stock started trading more volume. This candle is a potential short trap, right? Because now we have a stock trading, 500,000 shares of volume, significantly more volume, and we got these quick dumps into this is the 1 minute 50 down here. We got these quick dumps into the 1 minute 50, a common kind of dump support level. We've seen that the 1 minute 20 and 1 minute 50 be really strong in this market. And with a lot of bids down here. So they were doing these quick dumps into a ton of bids. I pretty much longed right away. This actually happened a lot. I thought this was going to consolidate a little more, like maybe another 5-10 minutes, but it actually just went right away. And they did another, this chart really shows how low floats work, right? Like, look how many quick dumps they do. They do one here, two here, 3 here. This is a high to clear out short trap. High to clear out. You know, I took some profit at high day just because it's a key liquidity level. Um, Another quick dump move, this time to VWAP, and then another high day squeeze. I saw some bids at 160 and 159 get taken out here, so I actually got some nice sells near the top, and then I was holding the rest when support level got broke here, because I thought there was a bunch of bids stacked right here, and I thought they were going to find support on the bids, but it ended up just eating through them. So I just got out, save, protected my profits, that type of thing. So we'll go over the book really quickly. So here are the initial bids for market open. Here's the volume coming in. Here's the initial bids. You can see these bids get taken out and restacked here. And I saw a bunch of empty space to the upside. I thought it would squeeze. I went in, and right here you can actually see at the top of this push, they pulled the bid. This is a common long trap signal, where at the top of the bullish push, the bid that was supporting the stock gets pulled, right? So I got out on this dump, but as you see right here, they started stacking 3, 4, 5 layers of bids with bid follow-up. So this is why I went long, is not only the multiple layers of bids, bid follow-up, empty book, and then they did another trap where this push did not have any bids. There's bids down here, no bids following it up. They dump it. But I was like, you know what? If we look at the chart, here, we could see that the 1 minute 50 was holding here, right? And then a quick dump into the 1 minute 50 again, and there were a lot of bids under the 1 minute 50. So I was like, you know what? These quick dumps to the 1 minute 20, 1 minute 50 are really common. Let me just risk the bids under the 1 minute 50, and if the 1 minute 50 cracks, I'll just get out. Because that would be a very low floaty thing to do, kind of like, paint. And this makes another lower high. So now we got a lower high here, we got a lower high here, we got high day. And even though they stacked these asks really heavy, which I was kind of afraid of, I saw the minute come in, I saw some bids follow it up, and I was like, well, maybe, it's kind of a crazy market. Maybe they just used the market open volume to eat through all these asks. They did. Here's the high day clear out short trap. Quick dump into bids again. This is, right here at VWAP. These are these bids right here. Here's your quick dump. High day clear out, quick dump pattern. Trap all the shorts, throw up a bunch of bids, rotate the stock. And then, yeah, I actually thought, if you look here, once 150 got broken, the book was pretty empty to the upside, and I thought this would squeeze. But I wanted to take some profit above 150 kind of no matter what. And I saw them eat through a lot of bids near the top, and I just kind of got lucky on that one. But yeah, these are the bids I thought were going to hold. They didn't hold, and I sold the rest of my long into those bids getting taken out. Now, I'll go over LYT. LYT, this was a short that in a lot of markets works better, but right now, the stuff trading big volume, a lot of times is trapping really hard, man. Really hard. So, LYT, this is your aggressive backside push pattern, right? Super hyper aggressive. Swiping every single lower high. And then you get a low volume pullback and a second push. And I shorted the second push right here. Above 10, was it 1050? Above 1050. And I thought this was a great pattern. I think in a lot of markets, this works really well, right? You got some crazy parabolic. This move went insane, right? It's crazy extended. We got this hyper-aggressive liquidity move. And what I like about these hyper-aggressive moves is that there's not a lot of consolidation. So a lot of times on these aggressive liquidity swipes, if there's not a lot of consolidation, they'll just trap longs and pull it, right? Without a lot of support levels to really support the fade. It's a bearish factor. I really liked the book. I thought everything was kind of looking good. They were throwing up some bids in the pre-market, but they ended up selling through the bids at market open. And I just took some off at 9 to de-risk. I only took off like 20 20%. I was like, because that's where VWAP was. I was like, I'll be up about 12, 15%. It's kind of a crazy market. Um, I just took a little bit off. It wasn't even a whole lot. And I was going to risk like up near high a day. I was going to keep my risk near like 1150. And then what happened is it up halted at 11 and gapped up a whole dollar. And I just when I see things gap up above my risk, I just get out right away. It's really what I do. So we'll go over LIT's book really fast. Some crazy midday. By the way, the theme of midday continuations continues. Uh, this is a type of market. So I shorted this push right here. Here's your big initial move. Not a lot of bid follow up. Here's your little second retail push into a bunch of asks. It swiped all the backside levels. They came in with some bids that I was afraid of, but they dumped it in the market open. This is where I covered a little bit at $9. And then, yeah, you could just see the bids come in, and they just squeezed this and opened it way, way up here. So, only thing I got to say about something like this is that, these midday continuations tend to have these down-only dumps. Look at these down-only dumps. Like, lower high, it traded crazy volume. This is 1 million shares at a $13 stock. Just lower high, you get these like, we're seeing these like 20 to 30% pullbacks, down only, followed by an instant squeeze. And here's another one to the 1 minute 50. Look at this walk down, clearly holding it below 14.5 here. 14.5 being held down, massive dump to the 1 minute 50, rotate it, and somebody in my room was asking me about the fake 5-minute flag pattern. I'm just saying, like, hey, like, this week is like these quick dumps to the 1 minute 50, 5 minute 9 are they all, if there's just nothing but lower highs or straight dumps to the 1 minute 20, 1 minute 50, they've been rotating with a ton of strength and a ton of continuation. So that pattern is just not working. Not working very well. And then, yeah, I mean, they just dumped it. It's hard to catch these. You have to short these. You have to short into these lower highs getting taken out, and you just have to hope. You're not getting some a crazy. Look how many times you have to wait. They do like 5 high a day swipes, and then the lower highs start acting as resistance and then pushing down. So it's hard to get the fade, but. Some people just repeatedly short each structure with wide risk and eventually catch it. I have a lot of short seller friends that will take big losses on the way up. They'll take like 2 medium-sized losses on the way up and have a big win on the way down. And sometimes they make money, sometimes they don't. I usually just avoid it if I don't see something I super like. But yeah, I mean, we're seeing these like this. We're seeing these types of moves. These like crazy midday continuation reclaims, right? So, midday runners, 20, 25, 30% fades, squeezing, 50, 80, 100%, 200%. That's what's happening. So, some shades of 2021 in here. Not nearly as crazy, but pretty crazy. So, hard market to short, especially in the pre-market, especially at market open. We are getting some crazy fades on these like 4, 5, 6 a.m. stocks. If you're shorting that early, some of those crazy early pre-market parabolics are definitely still fading. 70, 80%, and and some people would just wake up really early and they play the odds and they just short every ticker that's making a crazy parabolic move early on, and I have friends who make money that way. So, anyways, that's the video for today. Hard market to short. A lot of crazy reclaims, but also some interesting longs. Not always these are not always easy to catch, but you could see the lower highs, lower high, lower high, lower high, Fake half dollar resistance, 5.5. Fake whole dollar resistance at 5. Um, Kind of crazy, crazy, crazy stocks. Anyways, that's it for today, and see you tomorrow. Have a good one.